I can't think of anything to do for an intro, so here's a sleeping dog. Look at him. Oh, he was sleeping. He was sleeping. Yeah. It's Drewski McGillicuddy's 5 more horror movies you've probably never heard of. Hey everybody, it's Drewski McGillicuddy, and I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with my background. Eventually I'm going to rearrange everything, but that's neither here nor there. We're not here to talk about that. We're actually here to talk about 5 more horror movies you've probably never heard of. And one in particular, Jason Smith from Sinister Cinema, the horror god, has never heard of one of these. So find out which one after this. Or wait a minute. Yeah, after this. Because one of my fellow Killer Flicksters and subscriber, supporter people, she watches some of my videos. Ashley Grady wanted me to do a little rant about Killer Flicks and the 3 questions that you have to answer. If you aren't a member of Killer Flicks, consider coming over. We talk about horror all day, every day, and on Friday we have Free for All Fridays. And if you're a subscriber of Drum Dums, you should already know about Killer Flicks. But if you're new and you don't know what I'm talking about, Killer Flicks is the best horror group on Facebook. We got 5,000 members, and some of them are big famous celebrities. But there's 3 questions you gotta answer, okay? And don't just not answer the questions, okay? Alright? And they're really easy, okay? So if you want to be a part of a horror group and we ask you 3 easy horror questions, answer the goddamn questions, okay? I mean, I don't understand what's so hard about it. I mean, one of the questions is, who directed the first Halloween? Fucking John Carpenter! You know, there, I gave you the answer. Now you don't have to leave the question blank and then wonder why, you know, we ignored your question. Also, for the last time, Roy is not the killer in Friday the 13th, Part 6! Read the questions more carefully! Anyway, I'm probably going to cut all this out. That's not a good enough rant. Ashley, I'll do a rant for you in the next video, okay? Well, let's start it out with number 5. That's 2008's While She Was Out, starring none other than Kim Basinger. Kim. It's got Kim in it. This movie, it flew under literally everybody's radar. I've never met anybody that's seen this movie. So I'll be surprised if Jason Smith has seen or heard of this one. Okay? Now, let's see. She's out doing some last minute, I guess, Christmas shopping, and she witnesses a crime. And then it's basically a cat and mouse game between her and some troubled youths. She wrecks her car in a nearby housing development, and it's just her and a toolbox and a cell phone that doesn't work, and she's got to survive the night against these 3 or 4 hoodlums that are after her. And, you know, I mean, she had a little bit of a rough spot in her career, and she still isn't really in a lot of stuff, but this movie, I think she did extremely well in. You know, it's kind of an unexpected role for her. She wasn't really in movies like this, and, you know, there's not really a lot of movies like that. I love this subgenre of horror, like the, you know, realistic cat and mouse type stuff that could happen. Anyway, have you seen While She Was Out? Did I even mention the title? I mean, it's such a weird title, While She Was Out. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and move on to number 4. And that's 2004's Murder Set Pieces. Now, this movie's kind of fucked up, okay? Now, the acting is terrible, but the special makeup effects and just the crazy shit that happens more than makes up for the terrible acting. Plus, it's got a little cameo from my boy Tony Todd. Some of you might know him as the Candyman. I know him as Ben from the remake of Night of the Living Dead. But there is a scene, and I think it was an adult bookstore, and it's like a robbery scene, and it's just fucked up. Okay, I love it. But this is about this photographer. He's a photographer in Las Vegas, and he's fucking crazy. He goes around, he picks up chicks, and he murders them. and he's got a girlfriend, and I can't remember if it's her daughter or if it's her sister, but the younger girl in the movie is highly suspect of this guy, and she doesn't like him very much at all. So anyway, it's just basically he's a crazy psychopath, and this is just basically the accounts. It's supposedly a true story about a crazy photographer that was going around killing a bunch of girls on the strip, promising them a predominant career in the modeling industry, and then instead of getting them signed, he cuts their heads off while he's fucking them. So yeah, Murder Set Pieces. Have you seen it? All right, number 3. Now this movie gets a lot of hate from the people that have heard of it, because I looked up the IMDb score one time, and the only thing I could really say that's bad about this movie is the quality of the film that it was shot on. I mean, the cinematography, I guess you would call that part of the cinematography. I don't know. I'm not a fucking film student, but the picture quality of this, I feel like it's supposed to look this way, because it looks like 70s Italian grindhouse. That's because it's real grainy, and it just looks like it was shot on a low quality film camera. And I mean, it looks Italian by looking at it. But this movie is basically The Hills Have Eyes meets The Last House on the Left meets the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This girl and her boyfriend are attacked on the side of the road, and this guy comes to the rescue, and he rescues the girl, and then one thing leads to another, and this movie goes fucking batshit insane crazy. So not only a horror movie you may have probably never heard of, it's also a fucked up batshit crazy ass horror movie that you should check out, because yeah, there's not really much I can say about it without spoiling it, and I try my best not to spoil things when I talk about them, but it's really hard because I ramble on and I run off at the mouth, so it happens. Anyway, this is an Italian movie from 2006, and it's part of the Ghost House. Here, look, I'll just pull it out because I don't know if the poster I find is going to have this. If you remember from one of my last videos, I talked about No Man's Land, Rise of the Reeker. I don't know if there's a glare, stupid lights. But yeah, they all had this fancy little Ghost House sleeve with them. And pretty much all the movies I saw from the Ghost House pictures, or Ghost House Underground series, are phenomenal. And a lot of people aren't aware of those. So if you're ever out about in the wild and you're in the horror section and you see a movie and it has the Ghost House logo, pick it up, because you probably enjoy it, especially if you're a horror fan. Anyway, that's enough about that movie. We're going to move on to number 2. Now, number 2, I recently just got as a Father's Day gift from my puppy dogs. Apparently, that's what Sarah said. It said the dogs had a couple extra bucks, and they wanted to get me this because I forgot I needed it. I literally did. I was talking about it. I was like, and I never thought to just, hey, go on Amazon and get it. But, I don't like getting my stuff off of Amazon. But number 2 is Juan of the Dead. Not to be confused with Shaun of the Dead. And this movie's from 2011, and this movie might be better than Shaun of the Dead. It's basically a Cuban version of Shaun of the Dead, and it's hysterical. And, me not being able to read and all, that you would think that make it harder for me to watch this movie and get all the jokes. But that wasn't the case. And, some of the stuff was slapstick humor. I mean, they were trying. It's weird because if the movie feels like it has somewhat of a serious tone, but the comedy just comes off naturally and it's believable. It's weird. But yeah, I love this movie. I will definitely be reviewing this movie here shortly. So look forward to that, because I don't really want to say anything else other than that, because I really don't remember much else about it other than the fact that it was hysterical and that I remember enjoying it a little bit better than Shaun of the Dead. So, Juan of the Dead, have you seen it? What did you think? Blah, 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 blah. Comment in the comment section if you feel like it. Anyway, we're going to talk about number 1, a movie that I was talking with Jason Smith from Sinister Cinema the other day, and I asked him about it, and he said he had never heard of it. So finally, I found one. in hell, for all I know, he hasn't heard of While She Was Out. But he probably loves Kim Basinger because she's so hot. So he's probably seen it. I wouldn't put it past him. Now, Shadow. This is about a military veteran. He's mountain biking through the mountains of. I feel like it was like the Netherlands. I can't remember. Maybe New Zealand. It's very beautiful. The landscape in this movie is beautiful, and it's 2009 Shadow. I don't know if I've said that already because I'm already getting excited rambling about it. And now the guy's riding around a mountain bike, and he stops at a pub for a beer. Now, people. And he meets the love of his life. They sit there and they conversate and they get to know one another and they're feeling the vibe. And then there's these two asshole hunters that start giving him a problem. And one thing leads to another. And there's a little scuffle. And then the chase is on and it becomes a cat and mouse game. But once it becomes a cat and mouse game, they run off into these supposedly haunted woods where, things take a turn for the worse. I mean, just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, there's two assholes chasing you, trying to shoot you, and then something even more terrifying happens. Now, this movie honestly has... Now, I've somewhat had an idea like this for a movie for a while, but then I saw this one and it inspired me more that this is the type of movie that I like. Now, I don't want to get too much into what I'm talking about until I actually review the movie, because once you see the movie, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Like, basically, things are going one way, and you think this is what the movie's going to be. And then you get halfway through the movie, and then you're like, oh, well, shit. So much for what I thought this movie was going to be. It's going to be something completely different. And that's great. They need to make more stuff like that, because it's just... I mean, this movie, it borrows stuff from certain things, but it's all original at the same time. It makes it its own. It's hard to explain. It's really hard. I'm very terrible at this. I try to do better, but this is the best I can do. But Shadow, it's... I mean, the cover's kind of a spoiler. Now I can bring that up. Yeah, so the cover is a spoiler. But, I'm not going to tell you why or how. I mean, but doesn't that look like a cool cover? I mean, doesn't this look like something you should watch? And for all I know, the image isn't available, because I could have swore I looked this up already on Google and could not find really hardly anything about it, let alone the images. But hopefully this time I'll be able to find it. Otherwise, I should have just held the fucking things up, but Sarah said not to. Anyway, I'm not going to ramble on anymore. Those are 5 horror films you've probably never heard of, and if I didn't do the rant for Killer Flicks, come over to Killer Flicks and answer the goddamn questions, okay? Jesus Christ! If you don't know the answer, maybe you shouldn't be there. But we try to accept everybody. So if you don't know the answer, just fucking Google it. Jesus. Anyway, like the fucking video, subscribe, all that bullshit. I gotta go. I'm playing Diablo 3.